We're arresting people without a probable cause, or without. We're just it's just pictures alone does not warrant that they're guilty. Like, someone could be putting my head and mounting it on a nude photo and say, Brian's sharing this nude photo on the internet, and then I could be thrown in prison and I'll be labeled a sex offender. But is just because a photo that looks like me or has my head on it, if it's released, does that warrant that I've committed a crime? By the Constitution, we need to be protecting that, because how can we warrant something as being a criminal act? A lot of innocent people, just like drugs, they say if you have marijuana anywhere, if you even look at it or possess drugs, it's the same thing. You're guilty. There's nothing you can do. You're guilty, 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 guilty. What the hell? You're guilty. That is the reason why U.S.W.G.O needs to happen, because I am tired of seeing these criminal execution laws or criminal laws that make no sense, that we automatically assume people as child herders or drug dealers because they have evidence planted. And some people would say, like some prosecutors would probably think, does this warrant enough evidence? Do we actually have evidence of somebody saying that they're a part of this? Now that would be good evidence. But we're not always going to find that evidence. Not everyone's going to snitch. And it doesn't mean that we should abolish that you're innocent until proven guilty. Like, I believe that if you have any illegal content on your computer, it should not automatically warrant that you're guilty. Because if you have an internet connection, or if you used to, there's a potential chance that a criminal can upload stuff on your computer. So what I'm trying to tell people is that the justice system is warped. It needs an overhaul. Another example is the Duke University incident. Now the Duke University incident, and this goes along with the same laws that are supposed to protect children, is that 4 or 3 or a certain amount of Duke University, I think it was a hockey players or some type of guys that play sports, a girl claimed that they raped her. Now, any girl could start beating herself up and make it look like she's been raped and abused. Or any girl could possibly have sex and then claim she was being raped. And then the evidence would be found in her body and stuff when they do DNA tests. They'll be like, yes, he did rape her. That is the reasons why we need to be careful about these anti-rape laws as well. That the whole system needs to be that we're innocent until proven guilty. And if you really think someone is a rapist, you need to do everything you can to expose that person and put them in prison. I don't think that we need to arrest innocent people of that, like how their trial was being moved a year later. I thought that was wrong. I believe that they should have had a trial before they were thrown in jail, or they should be thrown in jail until they're put on trial quickly. I do not believe, I guess because the Constitution doesn't say that it has to take effect immediately that you go to court. But they said it moved up a year later. And then the charges were dropped somehow. I think I heard that they were innocent, and they 1 year of their life in prison. 1 year of their young lives is gone because a girl claims she's been raped. And that's just sick. That's sicker than people that want to molest children by actually claiming you've been raped or molested and that never happened. That is why I do not think simple photos or simple certain things are evidence valid enough to declare that you're guilty. Because there's been a lot of innocent people, and don't you people think about that? All the innocent people going to prison and possibly being raped themselves. Goody people that the criminals are like, oh, they're goody tissues. They've just been, and criminals love that. They love hurting the innocents. So then in a way the innocents are being hurt themselves. And there's been people that tried to murder in prison. Which means that the prison guards are not even protecting the prisoners from one another. There's been incidents that even prison guards have been accused of torturing or sexually harassing and doing things with prisoners. I think I remember hearing some stories that people were being tortured. And this stuff doesn't get put on the same page as the ones that talk about Guantanamo Bay. So even before Guantanamo Bay, we've had bad incidents in prisons. And a lot of innocent people are thrown in prison while those who are smart enough to outsmart the justice system have gotten completely away with it. Our justice system is non-efficient. Our justice system is actually unconstitutional. Because it says you need probable cause. What did our founding fathers mean by probable cause? Probable cause is where you actually find good, reasonable enough of evidence that proves that you've committed a crime. By simply just getting a photo and saying, "You looked at it! You looked at it!" It doesn't mean... Because what if some stuff got on my computer and I tried to delete it because I didn't like it? Don't I have a right to defend myself? That I'm not a criminal? Don't I have a right to, if someone tries to upload junk to my computer that could get me arrested and have a record on me? Don't I have a right to get rid of it? They might declare it that I'm tampering with evidence, but you know, I had no choice. I had no choice in the matter. What if someone just sent me something that was filthy? Don't I have a right to remove it and say I don't want to look at it because it's wrong and illegal? Don't I have a right to prove my innocence? That is why lots of young people are being arrested. Innocent people are not being given a fair trial. They're not being found guilty upon probable cause, which is unconstitutional. A lot of times, they're even using this to divide people up, to have us all fearful of one another, of good men that never did anything wrong are being declared pedophiles, or people are being scared of good people on the internet because there's been a few rapists that are good. We're always going to have these type of people. The last thing we need to do is get all fearful and attack one another and do school shootings against one another and all get all our guns and start killing one another. That is not the way we should be doing things as a United States. I'm telling you all people this because I believe that our justice system in both our communities have been rigged up. I believe that they have been screwed up beyond repair, and that I think we need to just simply, under vote of the people, abolish this entire criminal justice system and the government, and we need to redo it. We need to come up with a new system. And no, I'm not talking about the New World Order. That is not good. Because then they might have the power to destroy all cultures, and there's nowhere you can run and hide from them. It's like you can't have your culture anywhere because they might consider it illegal all over the world. So you can't. The only place you could go is to kill yourself, or try to run to the moon, and then try to kill the Americans or the New World Order thugs because you're scared that they're going to take over the moon, and so then it starts another revolutionary war, just like how we fought against Britain and killing Britons. What if it gets to the point where people start killing Americans because they want to break away from our country? I thought that we broke away from Britain to prevent something like this. We broke away from Britain to prevent kangaroo courts. We broke away from Britain to prevent innocent people being thrown in prison because they can't find enough evidence, so they automatically assume that they're trying to hide it and declare them guilty. We need a better criminal justice system. We need a better police division. We need to lure these criminals